Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and future Air Force pilots. On behalf of the Air Education and Training Command's T-6A, Texan 2 Flight Demonstration Team, I would like to add our welcome to today's air show. I'm Captain Mike Game Show Rambo from Burleson, Texas, your narrator for today's demonstration of your premier United States Air Force primary flight trainer, the T-6A Texan 2. Arriving at Moody Air Force Base in May of 2001, the Texan 2 represented a major leap forward in technology. Taking the place of the 50-year-old T-37B Tweet, the Texan 2 has already begun the challenging task of training tomorrow's Air Force pilots, with conversion complete at Moody, Randolph, and Laughlin Air Force bases. In the future, we will convert Vance, Columbus, and Shepherd Air Force bases to the T-6. The pilot for today's demonstration is Captain Kerry Tidmore of Dallas, Georgia. He's a former T-37 instructor pilot and KC-10 aircraft commander, having flown global reach missions in support of Operation Southern Watch. Kerry is an experienced instructor pilot in the 479th Flying Training Group at Moody Air Force Base, Georgia, with over 3,000 flight hours. Now, let's get the T-6 Texan 2 demonstration underway. To your left, Captain Tidmore is running up the fully computerized 1,100 horsepower Pratt & Engine, readying his aircraft for a maximum performance takeoff. Because of its excellent thrust-to-weight ratio, the Texan 2 can take off in under 1,600 feet and has enough power to climb to 18,000 feet in less than 6 minutes. As you can see, the awesome power of the T-6 just allowed Kerry to go straight into a roll right after takeoff. Its incredible Pratt & Whitney engine adds more than just power to the Texan 2's performance. It is highly efficient and can fly for more than 800 miles on one tank of gas. This aids immensely in training student pilots. The ability to repeat maneuvers over and over is crucial in the training arena. This endurance makes it an ideal aircraft for the Air Force. The ability to train tomorrow's warriors quickly and efficiently is more important now than ever. Pilot training in the Air Force is a rigorous 52-week program. It consists of 2 distinct phases, primary and advanced flight training. The Texan 2 is used during primary phase, in which students learn basic flying skills in VFR, instrument, aerobatics, and formation flying. Now look high and to the left as Captain Tidmore is repositioning the T-6 to give you another look at what those 1,100 horses can do. Kerry will hit show center at over 300 miles per hour to begin his next maneuver, the vertical eight. With enough power to perform one loop on top of the other, the vertical eight once again shows the awesome capability of the Air Force's newest flight trainer. The T-6 has a conventional flight control system, making it very reliable and able to fly multiple times each day, training tomorrow's military pilots. The Texan 2 also includes a step tandem all-glass cockpit and a 0-0 ejection seat system. The avionics are state-of-the-art with an embedded global positioning system and a collision warning system. Everything needed to prepare our pilots for the 21st century challenge ahead. Now look high and to the right as Captain Tidmore uses a barrel roll to reposition the T-6 for the 8-point roll at show center. Kerry will fly down the show line, rolling the Texan 2 360 degrees, pausing 8 times during the roll. And now, from the right, let's count along with Captain Tidmore as he flies the 8-point roll. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Ladies and gentlemen, the 8-point roll. Pulling the T-6 into a climb and rolling inverted, Captain Tidmore uses a reverse Cuban 8 to set up for the Texas Sidewinder. a series of rapid turn reversals and rolls, the Sidewinder clearly demonstrates the Texan II's incredible agility. The Texan II's exceptional maneuverability allows us to better train over 1,400 new military pilots each year for their demanding follow-on aircraft. The T-38 Talon, the T-1 Jayhawk, the UH-1 Huey, or the T-44 Pegasus flown in joint training with the Navy. At Moody, we are proud to train over 200 new pilots each year for the United States Air Force and Navy. Now, diving down towards Show Center, Captain Tidmore has set himself up for a maximum performance 360-degree turn. This turn will demonstrate how the T-6A Texan II can sustain a turn radius of less than 1,000 feet. Ladies and gentlemen, Carey is now straining against 7 times the force of gravity, making his weight for this maneuver almost 1,400 pounds. The original AT-6 Texan advanced trainer was one of the most widely used aircraft in history. Over 15,000 Texans were built between 1938 and 1944. Although most went to the U.S. Army Air Corps, some went to the Navy to be known as SNJs or Jaybirds. Before being formally named in 1997, today's T-6A Texan II was identified in a 1989 Department of Defense program as the aircraft to be used in the Joint Primary Aircraft Training System. The system also includes state-of-the-art simulators and computerized training management. Captain Tidmore is now positioning his aircraft for a twist on a classic aerobatic maneuver, the half-human 8, followed by what we like to call the fishhook. To accomplish this maneuver, he'll pull his aircraft through the vertical, position it inverted 45 degrees nose low, then roll upright and continue his dive down to 500 feet above the ground. To complete the fishhook, Carey will cross show center at over 300 miles per hour. Pull the Texan II into a vertical climb. Roll the aircraft 360 degrees. And thread the eye of the fishhook. Now, hanging in the straps, Captain Tidmore will roll upright and perform a maximum performance climb to set himself up for opposing aileron rolls. Captain Tidmore is now heading back to show center where he'll perform a high-speed pass followed by back-to-back opposing aileron rolls. Now watch from the right as Captain Tidmore rolls first to the left and then back to the right. The 1,100 horses on board the T-6 give a huge torque effect. To help compensate for this, an onboard computer senses the torque and automatically adjusts the rudder to make the aircraft fly more like a jet. Captain Tidmore is now repositioning the T-6 to conclude this portion of his demonstration with a photo pass. This will provide one of the best photo opportunities of today's performance. However, you'll need to be ready with your cameras because as Carey approaches show center, he'll be traveling at close to the Texan II's top speed of over 360 miles per hour. From your left, the Texan II photo pass. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Tidmore is repositioning the Texan II so that we can share a military tradition with you. Carey is maneuvering his T-6A to join on the wing of an SNJ to bring you the Texan flight. This flight is a poignant tribute to military aviators past, present, and future. As the original Texan trained virtually every military pilot of the Second World War era, so will the Texan II train the next generation of military pilots, Air Force and Navy alike. And now, from your left, may we present the heritage of your United States Military Aviation Corps, the Texan Flight. The Texan evolved into the first joint trainer aircraft incorporating state-of-the-art technology. It had an all-aluminum fuselage, retractable landing gear, and a 600 horsepower Pratt & Whitney radial engine. With a top speed of 214 miles per hour, it boasted a service ceiling of 24,000 feet and a climb rate of 1,200 feet per minute. In 1947, the newly formed United States Air Force procured earlier version T-6s and converted them into T-6Gs, the last of the Texan variants. The Texan was phased out of Air Force service in 1958 and was soon replaced by the jet-powered T-37B Tweed. Now, after 50 years of distinctive service, training both the Vietnam and Gulf War Air Force pilots, the Texan II is replacing the Tweeds. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll look to your right, you'll see the Texans in a close trail pass. Pilot of the vintage T-6 for today's Texan flight is Jim Tobel from Bamberg, South Carolina. Jim is only the second owner of this aircraft since it was retired from the military and has been in his family for the past 24 years. Jim has been flying airplanes since he was 9 years old and has flown vintage warbirds such as the F-4U Corsair, the B-17, and the B-25. In addition to performing numerous air shows along the East Coast, Jim is one of 5 select pilots qualified for the AETC Texan flight. The aircraft that you see today is actually the Navy version of the T-6 known as the SNJ. The paint scheme on Jim's aircraft is one employed by Marine Fighter Squadron 231. It was originally used by the Marines as a fighter trainer and was equipped with 4 100-pound bombs, 2 30 caliber machine guns in the wings, and a 30 caliber flexible gunner's position. Now, from your left, Captain Tidmore and Jim Tobel in a tight fingertip formation. The Texan II is a return to the joint trainer. By the end of this decade, it will have replaced all of the Air Force's T-37s and all of the Navy T-34s. Like its forefather, the Texan II represents a leap in technology. Not only does it significantly outperform its predecessors, it presents state-of-the-art avionics systems to the next generation of military aviators. In primary flight training, we use the Texan II's advanced avionics to teach students the system management skills they'll need on aircraft like the F-22, the B-2, and the C-17, projecting America's air power around the world. As our Texan flight formation rolls in for its final pass, realize that while Jim Tobel is pushing the Texan to the high end of its operating envelope, Captain Tidmore is pulling on the reins of the Texan II's 1,100 horses, flying just above stall speed. Today's pilot must react faster and more precisely than ever to a lightning-fast battlefield. We, who proudly fly the Texan II, are committed to training the best pilots in the world to win America's future battles, just as yesterday's Texan pilots won the wars of the past. closed traffic pattern, Captain Tidmore will demonstrate the T-6's ability to land in less than 2,000 feet of runway. This makes it possible to land at small airfields never before available to modern Air Force trainer aircraft. The Texan 2 that you see performing today would not be flying if it weren't for our crew chiefs. Our crew chiefs today are Master Sergeant Dale Arford of Carmichael's, Pennsylvania, Mr. Rich Russo, and Mr. Scotty Phillips of Ray City, Georgia. Our life support craftsman is Staff Sergeant Jimmy Scott of Houma, Louisiana. Our public affairs officer is Captain Aaron Dick of Dallas, Texas. Today's safety observers are Captain Pete Redden of Marshfield, Massachusetts, and Captain Kenny Sierra of San Juan, Puerto Rico. We hope today's demonstration has given you some insight into the capabilities of the T-6A Texan 2 and the maneuvers that all students learn in pilot training. This aircraft was designed to be and is a superb training platform. Responsiveness, simplicity, endurance, and comfort in the cockpit enable it to do its important job more efficiently and effectively, giving our country the most respected military pilots in the world. We hope our performance has sparked an interest in the opportunities you can have as a member of the United States Air Force. America needs quality people to sustain the world's best Air Force, and by crossing into the blue, you too can be part of this proud tradition. The pilots and crew chiefs that make up the demonstration team represent just a few of the hundreds of career opportunities available in today's Air Force. If interested in joining today's premier Air and Space team, please stop by and talk with your local recruiter at the Air Force recruiting booth. On behalf of the Commander of Air Education and Training Command, I hope you've enjoyed this brief look at the T-6A Texan 2. Captain Tidmore and I will be happy to answer any questions you might have about the aircraft, about pilot training, or about your United States Air Force.